Good evening, teacher. We are a team conformed by Monica, Xiomara, Valerie, and Miomar, and we're going to talk about Asian countries in general, some general things, not something too explicit. I'm going to talk about Japan. As we know, Japan is such a pretty country, and not only as we see in TV or series of Netflix. That's why the first thing that need to be talked about is society. Their society spins around three concepts, which are honor, duty, and obligation. Basically, this means that they have such a loyalty to their social statements and some statements that aren't just as good as we think they are, such as being the honor of the family, which translates to get a good job or even be a dedicated um, student. And if they don't get that, just like they are so competitive, they can be so frustrated and feel like they are dishonoring the name of the family, or even to be life unworthy, which are things that I don't think are good for a human being. The second thing I'm going to talk about is gastronomy. As we know, Japan has a large and very unique gastronomy culture, but I'm going to talk about only about ramen. Ramen is one of the most characteristic plates about Japan, as we know, and it is consisted about a noodle soup condimented with soy sauce in a flavored liquid water, as I think, called menma, which is a sauce about fish or something like that. And also, they add some vegetables such as scallions or dried seaweed, and some meat or protein, as you can see, like pork or fish. And the soup changes as we move around the country, and that is why so unique. The third and the last thing I'm going to talk about are visual arts. Some of the most characteristic arts of this country are anime and manga, and they are so unique and variety, and they have a lot of genres such as goth, kawaii, yaoi, shonen, supernatural, sci-fi. I don't know. They are so similar to cartoons that they can be seen for anyone, for any public. More, yeah. The first one, which is manga, is something similar to comics, and the anime is a animation about the first one that I have mentioned. So they are so related, and they can be so similar in some things, but also very very different. Another form of art they use is called kintsugi, and it is a reparation with liquid gold or copper or even aluminum or plate with melted elements, and they can be used to reform a piece of porcelain, such as a pot, a plate, a glass, I don't know, sorts of things like that. And the last diapositiva, we can see some three examples, which are the last one I mentioned that I don't remember too well their name, some animes, and the manga of Godzilla, which I think it's really, really great.
Hello, I am Valeria Alexa Rodriguez and I will talk about Thailand. Without a doubt, Thailand is one of the most welcoming and warm countries in Southeast Asia, which is why it's called the land of smiles. First, I will talk about the tourism and gastronomy in Thailand. What most represent this country are its paradisiacal destination and its beautiful temples, as well as its wonderful cuisine that mixes sweet, salty, and sour flavors. Many tourists visit the white sands beaches and turquoise water, but Thailand has many amazing places you can see, like the archaeological sites. One of the most famous dishes of Thai cuisine is pad thai. This is a wok sauce dish based on rice noodle with eggs, fish sauce, tamarind paste, red pepper, any combination of soy, stones, shrimp, chicken, tofu, etc. Society. Thai society is extremely conservative and traditional. However, in recent years, there have been many anti government movements, and communities like LGBTQ or feminist groups want more acceptance and respect. And the entertainment world has one that isn't afraid to talk about these issues. In Asia, Thailand is one of the largest producers of series and is popular around the world thanks the genre boys love. This genre naturally shows romantic relationship between boys. However, this has helped the LGBTQ community have greater visibility and respect. Thanks to the effort of Thailand, many entertainment companies from other Asian countries have begun to make this type of content and has gradually changed people's mentally. Countries such as Vietnam and the Philippines have decided to follow in their footsteps. And this kind of change have a big impact on society and more in a conservative and traditional like Thailand.
Hi, I am Maria Monica and I will talk to you about China. Today's People's Republic of China, commonly known as China, is one of the largest countries in territory, most populous and culturally rich. It's one of the oldest civilizations in the world that stands out for having a very complex and splendid culture, which transcends from its times of blue dresses and tight feet to today's China, a second world country considered one of those with the most sophisticated technology. China is well known for the dynasties that lasted until the 20th century, which left mythology, philosophy, music, and art as exponents of Chinese culture. The tight feet, Chansu or lotus feet, was a very painful tradition which existed during one of these dynasties, and this consisted of women fracturing and bandaging their feet to make them smaller, as seen in the image. China is also stands out for its three doctrines: Confucianism, Buddhism, and Taoism. These are the three main religions practiced in this country. It's characterized by its architecture and historical importance, as are its spectacular temples, part of the tourism in China, as well as the essential Great Wall of China, which is probably the most famous monument in the entire country, and even in the entire Asian continent. And also the Forbidden City in Beijing, which today is a museum that preserves imperial treasures and many works of Chinese art. In addition, its gastronomy has a peculiar and exotic decoration that is represented throughout the world. And some rare foods in China are spiders, shrimp, drunken shrimps, pig brains, and scorpions. China is also known for its entertainment. China's industrial culture is growing rapidly thanks to the production of its TV shows and movies. Movies like The House of Flying Daggers, thanks also to its video games and editorials with classic Chinese books and novels, such as the classic historical novel Romance of the Three Kingdoms and the novel The Dream in the Red Chamber. He has greatly influenced the creation of films in other countries, such as the US, with films based on Chinese cultural tradition, like the animated movies Mulan and Kung Fu Panda.
Hello, my name is Jarlet Miranda and I'm going to talk about the Korean culture. In South Korean culture developed from the traditional Korean culture that traced its roots in the early nomadic tribes of the Korean peninsula, Chinese culture has also significantly influenced the culture of the country. Today, the modernization of South Korea has changed the ways of life of its peoples. When I'm going to talk about the Korean culture, any aspects of Korean culture have also reached other parts of the globe and become popular therein. In gastronomy, the cuisine of South Korea has undergone centuries of political and social change with its roots in the ancient nomadic and agricultural traditions of Korean peninsula. The food in South Korea is delicious and healthy, and there's a massive variety to choose from. The drinks are also fantastic. Rice is a staple of the diet. A wide variety of meat and vegetables are also eaten. Almost every meal features rice and kimchi. Beef, pork, chicken, fish, and seafood are widely consumed. Beef is the most prized meat of all. A variety of soups are consumed. Unlike the most other cuisines, soups are served as a part of the main course meal rather than as a starter. The soju is the most popular alcoholic liquor in the country. A variety of beers, fruit, and rice wines are also consumed. In the entertainment, South Korean culture is becoming more popular around the world as both the K-pop and K-drama industries have captivated foreign people by gaining more recognitions. In my opinion, the best K-drama are Strong Woman Do Son, Goblin, and Wavelength Fiery Kim Bok-joo. These are somewhat cliché but very cute, and there are also after like Sweet Home and Navillera with a very interesting themes. And if we talk about the music, my favorite group is Stray Kids because their lyrics are very real and beautiful, and their concept so original. Also, I could also recommend other groups such as Hypen, Tomorrow by Together, and BTS. This is all from us. Thank you very much.